Earlier this week, I was on a long drive, and as soon as I passed through the border to the state of Tennessee, the late, great pianist Harold Mabern from Memphis came to mind. I had an encounter with him a few years ago that was very inspiring, and I wanted to share with you. I was in high school, and my parents and I took a trip up to New York, and one of the things we did was we saw a great Herbie Hancock concert at Carnegie Hall. It was a beautiful evening. I'll never forget, Michael Brecker actually came out as a surprise that night, and that was his final live appearance before he passed away. It was a really memorable evening. At the end of the show, I asked my parents if it was cool if I could stand by the backstage door and wait for Herbie to come out and hopefully meet him. And they were totally cool with it. So me and a bunch of other big Herbie Hancock fans were standing outside the stage door waiting to meet him. And I looked over at the fan standing next to me, and it's this great pianist, Harold Mabern. I was shocked that he wasn't backstage hanging with Herbie, that he was waiting outside with all of us. But I said hello, I introduced myself, I told him how inspirational he was to me, or he is to me, and we just had a great conversation. Again, I was in high school at the time, and he was just so welcoming, so inspiring, so inviting, so kind. It was great. But he was really excited to get home to his piano because that Herbie Hancock concert had really touched him, and he was really anxious to get home and play, I could tell. And so we talked for probably 20 minutes, and Herbie still hadn't come out yet. And finally, he just looked at me because he says, I gotta go. I gotta get on my piano. That was too great. But if you meet Herbie, tell him how much I love the show. And I did. It was very special. But just to see one of the legends, one of the greats, like Harold Mabern, not only not backstage, just waiting to say hey to someone he admires like Herbie, but also not waiting for him to come out because he wants to get home and play, is just so inspirational, and wanted to share it with you all.